Okay, so what if feeling truly good, like really relaxed, was specifically designed just for you? We stumbled across something, Men2Men Professional Gay Massage Studio.
Hmm.
And it really makes you think, what does that actually look like? When wellness gets that precise.
Yeah, that's really the heart of it, isn't it? Why a focused look like this is so valuable. We're stepping past the general idea of wellness for everyone
Right.
and looking at a specific approach aimed at a very particular group.
Exactly. So we're using their website as our main source here. And our mission really is to dive into what Men2Men actually offers.
What makes them tick?
Yeah. What are the key things about their services? What's their philosophy? And maybe what does this tell us about, the bigger picture of wellness today?
Well, we'll be digging into the range of massages,
Yeah.
definitely, but also their emphasis on a certain kind of service.
Okay.
And the practical stuff, too, like where they are, how it works. It's a full picture of one specific model.
All right, let's start with their core philosophy then. Because right off the bat, they talk about creating this really comfortable, welcoming space
Yeah.
for men to just unwind and recharge.
And what's interesting is how deliberate that sounds, creating that environment. It suggests that maybe for their specific clients, feeling like the space is for them is a big part of relaxing.
Feeling catered to.
Exactly. That sense of belonging, it could really boost the whole experience.
They also really stress that the service is professional
Hmm.
and discreet.
Hmm.
They mentioned, well-trained masseurs, empathetic, respectful. Feels like that's foundational for them. Why do you think that's so prominent here?
Well, that's a great question. I think that focus on discretion, especially, it likely taps into a need or maybe a desire for privacy and security among their clients.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, in any service that involves touch, feeling vulnerable, knowing it's handled professionally with respect, that builds essential trust.
And it's not just the people, is it? They describe the rooms modern, tastefully furnished.
Yeah, really focusing on that relaxation vibe.
It seems like the whole setting is part of the deal.
Absolutely. And if you zoom out, it just highlights that wellness isn't only the treatment itself, right? It's the whole atmosphere around it.
The whole experience.
The environment really sets the stage, helps people feel comfortable, which, like they say, helps both body and mind. It's all connected to building that trust we mentioned.
Okay, so let's get into the actual massages. Because, wow, there's quite a list.
There is.
We've got relaxed massage, sport massage, Thai, even Tantra. Let's start with the relaxed massage. What's the story there?
So the relaxed massage is positioned as a treatment for body and mind. The goal is releasing tension, getting energy flowing again.
Yeah.
It's that kind of classic holistic idea,
Yeah.
hitting physical stress, mental stress, aiming for that feeling of peace, harmony.
Then there's the sport massage. They specifically mention its use in pro sports.
Right.
Sounds like a mix of standard techniques and maybe some more specialized stuff.
Right.
For muscle tension from sports.
Yeah, it's definitely different from just a general relaxation massage. This one's targeting deeper tissue, probably dealing with muscle imbalances or recovery from like intense activity.
Okay, so focused recovery.
Exactly. It points to a different need, muscle repair, injury prevention. And mentioning pro sports, that suggests a certain level of expertise, I suppose.
Right, right. Then Thai massage, the description talks about passive stretches, like yoga, joint mobilization, acupressure. Sounds quite active in a way.
Well, you're passive, but the therapist is active. It's not just lying there getting rubbed down.
Oh, okay.
You're guided through stretches. They work on specific pressure points. That's the acupressure part, hitting those energy lines. Connecting it to passive yoga is a helpful description, I think. Gives you a good visual.
Definitely. Now, Tantra massage. This one, it seems to go beyond just the physical relaxation aspect.
Mm-hmm.
It aims to release emotional tension in a space that, and they use this phrase, celebrates sensuality. That's different.
It is, and it's fascinating, isn't it? What does that tell us about the range of what wellness might mean to their clients?
Yeah.
It suggests that for some people in their target group, wellness isn't just about muscle knots. Tantra often involves energy flow, maybe heightened awareness.
Yeah.
It points to a desire for something deeper, maybe emotional, maybe sensual,
And they emphasize safe and respectful.
which is absolutely crucial in that context.
Yeah.
Very important qualifier.
Okay. They also list foot massage. Pretty straightforward, focusing pressure on the feet.
Yeah, foot reflexology, it's pretty well known. The idea that hitting points on the feet affects other body parts, it's a solid option, maybe less intense.
Good to have.
Yeah.
Then there's something called the Elan Lev method. This sounds intriguing.
It does.
Encouraging new movements, releasing ingrained patterns through gentle oscillations, leading to deep relaxation, releasing muscle and fascia tension.
What's interesting there is the focus on movement, breaking habits. It's not just pressure.
Right.
It suggests a more dynamic path to releasing tension, maybe tapping into the body's own ability to find new ways to move and relax. Recovery and regeneration focused.
Okay, now we get to the plus LS category.
Hmm.
We see O control massage and four hands massage.
Hmm.
They don't give much detail on O control, but four hands is, well, two masseurs at once.
Yeah, that sounds like quite an experience.
Definitely different.
In this plus category itself, it seems positioned as even more relaxation, they say.
Heightened body awareness, expanded perception.
Exactly. The four hands massage fits right into that idea. Two therapists working together, that could be incredibly intense, a really powerful sensory experience.
And the O control, given it's in the plus less category,
Yeah.
maybe more specialized, perhaps more sensual.
It seems likely. The lack of detail might be intentional, you know?
Right.
Maybe something discussed when booking, keep it a bit more exclusive.
That makes sense. And speaking of enhancing things, they have add-ons too.
Right.
Aroma oil, heat packs for any massage. But then for the PLUS ones, they list options like masseur in underhose, masseur in underwear, and a vibrator, among others.
Okay, so that clearly signals that the PLUS category can involve a more sensual, maybe even erotic element, depending on the chosen add-ons.
Yeah, it really distinguishes it. It suggests they're catering to a pretty wide spectrum of desires or comfort levels within their clientele.
It's definitely a deliberate choice to offer options beyond purely therapeutic massage, acknowledging different forms of relaxation, sensuality.
And it's worth noting, too, just practically, they offer free showers, before or after.
That's a nice touch.
It is.
Yeah, those kinds of amenities, they add to that feeling of being looked after, respected, lets you freshen up, feel comfortable afterwards.
Good point. Okay, practicalities, where are they? Two spots in Berlin, Schöneberg and Prenzlauer Berg.
Both near U-Bahn stations, which is smart.
Super convenient in Berlin, yeah. Accessibility is key.
Absolutely. Makes it easy for people across the city to get there. Smart to highlight that.
So Schöneberg is Eisenacher Straße, 11. Looks like they just moved there recently.
Ah, okay.
And Prenzlauer Berg is Millerstraße 7. Both open daily, 11 a.m. to midnight.
Wow, extensive hours.
Yeah, pretty much all day and night. And the same phone number for both locations.
Yeah.
030-689-65897.
Keeping the contact info simple. Good move. And those late hours caters to all sorts of schedules, right? After work, even late evening.
Definitely. And hey, if you're in Berlin and thinking of trying them, there's a little discount.
Oh, yeah.
€5 off your first massage over 85. Use the code MEN5.
Ah, the classic introductory offer. Smart way to get new people in the door. And that 85 minimum gives you a ballpark for their pricing.
Right. They also make booking easy, online booking, even a chat feature on the site.
Standard stuff now, but essential. Makes it seamless. Chat's good for quick questions.
And they have a work with us section too. Maybe you're looking to grow.
Could be. Shows they're active, potentially expanding their team.
And, the usual website things they mention, cookies, link to a privacy policy. Standard, but important.
Absolute crucial. Shows they're being responsible with data, builds online trust. Have to do it.
One last thing that caught my eye. They list themselves on platforms like the Petrock Berlin Gay Guide and Pink Cider. That really underlines who they're aiming to serve, doesn't it?
Very much so. That's targeted marketing, plain and simple. Go where your audience already is. Increases their visibility right within the community they're focused on.
So wrapping this up, Men2 comes across as, professional, discreet, very specifically for men, offering this really broad range of massages, focusing on body and mind well-being. And then there's that plus category for, let's say, enhanced or more sensual experiences.
Exactly. And for you, the listener, what this deep dive shows is how specialized wellness can get, how services are really honing in on the specific needs and maybe desires of particular groups.
Right.
Looking closely at just this one website, you see a real effort to understand and cater to diverse preferences, not just in the massage types, but the whole vibe, the environment, the options.
It really makes you think.
Yeah, and that leads to maybe a final thought for you to chew on. As self-care gets more and more personalized, what does the rise of services like this really specialized wellness tell us about how our needs might be changing? Or maybe how we're defining well-being differently? And how might this trend, this focus on specific communities or demographics, how might that shape the future of the whole wellness industry?